So this is a one light setup that I've been using for a long time now. I use them for an engagement session I had yesterday, as well as personal branding session that I did today as well. So I literally do my AD400 up here. You can use an AD200, an MS300, or a SK400 if you would like to be able to be your main light. This right here is a 3-foot umbrella. I usually used to have the 6-foot umbrella, but it took up too much space and I couldn't move it around a lot. So I have the 3-foot one. I can move this however I want, and it gives me that same effect as that 6-foot, even though that 6-foot would spread out the light a lot more, right? So I use this right here up top. I can raise it up or down depending on if they're standing or sitting. If they're standing up, I'll have it higher. They squat, I'll go down about mid, and if they sit, I'll go down even lower. In front of them, I will do I think this is also my 3-foot, or is it I think it's a 5-foot. I think it's 4-foot. No, it's 4-foot. This is a 4-foot reflector. This is a 5-in-1 or 4-in-1 reflector. I usually put this right here, which is like a little apple crate. You could put a chair, a seat. I put a stool sideways sometimes and lean this up against it. You can lean it up straight like that, flat on, to where it's up very high and it bounces up immediately, really hits the subject, or you can lay it down even further to where it's very lightly, right? So this one right here will act as another light flashing at the subject because it takes the reflection of what hits from the flash, right? So usually you always want to make sure that the reflector is in front of the light. If the light is right here, right, and it's casting down, you want to make sure that the reflector, I'm going to show you guys a good angle for you to be able to see. You want to make sure that that reflector is in front of the light. So if you guys are looking, right, the light ends here, the reflector starts here. That reflector is in front of the light. Then the subject is in front of that. You don't want to have it to where your reflector is back here, because it'll barely, if not, be catching nothing, because it's only right here. It's only a piece of that reflector will be catching, all right? And when the reflector is at the same angle, let's say, for example, if you see that my light up here is at this angle coming down like this, an angle that matches that is an angle that comes down like this. You see what I'm saying? So you get that even amount of light. So you see how this, right, this umbrella, right, I'm gonna move it down so you guys can see it more. I'm trying to explain it in a good way that's easy for you guys to understand, right? This, you see how it's coming down like this? An angle that matches that is like this. So you see how my reflector right here as well, that's coming down like that. So I have this and that, which matches if I want it to hit less amount of the subject's face. So this right here will hit an even amount of subject's face, even on the top, even on the bottom, because of the reflector. Then this, I can turn it sideways and get even lower if I want to hit a little bit less, right? So now that I went even lower and lower, I'm going to hit less and less those undertones, all right? Then for my backlight, I'll have the MS300 or another AD200 back here as well. I've been in this setup even before I had the 8400 or the 300s. I was using the 200s. I have this one on a grid box, right? This is a 3-foot by 1 foot. So it's 12 inch by 42 inches gridded softbox. I put the grid on there so that way the grid hits just the subject. So when the subject's sitting, she's posing, whatever, this light is coming down, hitting her front. This is lighting up her back, right? If I want to blow out the background and make sure the background is fully white, I'll turn this towards the background to where now this light will hit the background and illuminate the background. That's a white background. The white background reflects. The white background bounces, sorry you guys, the color white bounces, the color silver reflects, the color black absorbs, all right? So the white is gonna bounce, gonna act as a bouncer. It's gonna bounce that light from the back of the subject all the way up and light the entire back of that subject. So I'll throw some images on the screen, or I'll be able to show you guys some of the images that I also took today as well for you to be able to see how I was able to use this just like that. And if you guys are asking about flash powers, this one right here, I'm gonna turn it back on so I can tell you guys not lie. This is at 1/16 power, and I had this at 1/32 power. All right, 32 plus 32 is 16. So I have my flash that's in the front on a higher power than my flash that's on the back. The closer that you get to 1, the more powerful the light gets. If it is 1/16, 1/16 as a fraction is closer to 1 than 1/32 is. 1/32 is further away from 1, so that is a lighter light power. It is a less light power. It is a lower light power, right? So this is a lower light power. This right here is a higher light power, so I use halves. If I were to put this at 1/4 power, I would have this at 1/8. If I had this at 1/2, I would have this at 1/4. If I had this at 1/1, I would have this at 1/2. If I had this at 1/128, I would have this at 1/256. If I had this at 1/32, I would have this at 1/64. Do you guys see what I'm saying? This is a easy 2-light setup to make it even, have even light around. You can even take this grid off, but it will spread a lot more. I like to have the grid on because it helps me stay concentrated onto my subject. There's no grid on here. This is a 3-foot umbrella. It is silver lined, meaning that the inside of this is silver, right? I have a white umbrella as well. The white umbrella works pretty good on unmelanated skin, right? You use a silver umbrella on melanated skin because it helps those pores pop. So those are things that we're going to be able to see a lot more when we're using people who have some form of melanin in their skin. It'll be good to not only bounce the light, but to reflect the light to be able to really, hit that skin in the right way, right? So when you're shooting on people who are more so Caucasian or don't have as much melanin in their skin, it's easier and it's better to shoot using a white lined beauty dish or a white lined umbrella or a white lined soft box or something, right? Or a white lined modifier, right? Because it doesn't need, you don't need that reflection for their pores, right? Because they already kind of have, they don't have anything for you to compensate for, right? So their skin color is already going to bounce against that, right? But you need extra light power, you need extra flash for those who are more melanated to be able to get those pores to show up, and we can get that higher quality image, right? And you guys also want to shoot at a higher F. Today I was shooting at f4 primarily the entire time, 250 on the shutter speed, and then my ISO is between 100 and 200, right? I stay right between there, 100, 100, 200, 250. I don't go past that on my ISO unless I'm doing a creative session. I never need to go higher than that because my lighting distance matters as well. So if I have this at 1/16 power and it's far away from my subject, it's obviously going to hit her a lot less. It's not going to have that much of an effect on my subject. Whereas if I had that light closer to my subject, it would have a lot more of an effect at that 1/16 power. So your lighting distance matters a lot. I did the meetup, and one of our members, Dapper, he was shooting and he was using 1/128, and he was far from the subject and he couldn't get it to hit the person. It's because your light distance matters. If I'm closer to you, 1/128 is going to have a higher effect onto you as the subject, rather than if I was further away from you, I would need to go down to 1/64, 1/32. If I keep getting further away from you, I need to go up higher on my power for that light to be able to travel to you as a subject. So this is my 2-light setup with the reflector, I guess a 3-light setup or something like that. It's not really a 3-light setup, but it's a reflector. These lights that are in here, you guys may ask that, have no job, right? These are ambient lights. These are lights that are just in the situation, in the scenario for you guys to be able to see me and for my clients to not get uncomfortable with it being dark. All right, so let me know down below if you guys want any more, if you guys have any more questions or want another tutorial or anything else that you guys want to know about what I do. And I'll be able to be sure to continue to give you that game. I'm about to continue to upgrade the studio, so you're gonna be able to see a lot more stuff coming in the studio and a lot of stuff going out. I have to get rid of this Valentine's Day setup. A lot of stuff's been going on in regular life, trying to upgrade life and figure things out, building more stuff and things of that nature. It's a lot of things that I'm starting to like do. I'm dating now, a whole bunch of stuff that you got to start thinking about as well too. You think so? Things of that nature. Stuff's getting a little bit more serious, obviously. And you guys know how I'm an overly ambitious person and things of that nature. So I'm really trying to continue to keep my work ethic up, and then I'm getting a lot of big bookings and really big bookings, and then not having time for family, figuring everything out. So if you guys have seen my absence, I do apologize for my absence. That's kind of why I'm really navigating life currently and really figuring out where everything lines up and where everything matters. And I know that you guys are also a priority, so I'm trying my hardest to keep you guys as such, right? So I'm trying to keep you guys as a priority because I know that you guys are a priority, and you guys are also my outlet. You guys are what I like to create for you guys. So make sure to leave comments down below. When you guys comment on the videos, let me know that you guys are still watching them and that you guys still vibe with them and stuff. Helps me out a lot. I'm gonna try to get back to dropping a lot more. I had got imposter syndrome for a bit. I was watching a lot of other photographers that were also creating stuff, and they started making me feel insecure about the craft, things that I was creating. So I felt as if the stuff that I was making didn't matter. So I thought that you guys wouldn't be as interested in my stuff as you were to watch someone else's stuff. So I just stopped making videos. But hopefully this is like my comeback in a sense of getting better. We've been doing a new series with Fab. We're gonna be doing a parody series. So if you guys like that, make sure to like and spam up that on Instagram and on YouTube. I'll link that stuff as well. You guys able to check that stuff out. We had fun on that. That was really cool. Project that we've been doing a lot more often lately now. So let me know down below what other questions that you guys may have in terms of photography, videography, or content creation. If you guys haven't already, make sure you're in the Discord. If you guys haven't already, make sure that you're a part of the community. Classes, somebody might have questions about that. Classes will be moved to once a week. It'll be Monday or Wednesday, and I'll let you guys know at the start of each week what it will be. But majority of the time, primarily, we're gonna try to shoot for Mondays, having class on Mondays. Then I'll create videos for you guys throughout the week because it's been very hard for me to try to continue to create those modules while also getting really booked out. I'm teaching you guys how to get booked. And I'm trying to let you guys know too that my primary source of income comes from photography still. My primary source of income is not mentoring or Patreon or YouTube or anything like that. So I feel like as long as my primary source of income is that, I'm telling the truth on what I'm teaching y'all, because if I'm booked out, that means that whatever I'm teaching y'all, whatever I'm saying has some purpose to it or has some way of working. You know what I'm saying? So trying to keep pushing you guys and keep teaching you guys methods and things of that nature to madness. And I'm going to keep pushing for the meetups and things like that. So tomorrow I have a meeting with the city of Tampa to try to lock in those dates and see if they'll give me a permit to be able to host the meetup there. So I love you guys though. Hopefully everything goes well and goes right. Cue the outro, LOL. But see you guys in the Patreon, see you guys in Discord, see you guys in class. Until next time, taxi.
Oh, there's the cookies. Be right back.
I don't need it. I don't need it. I definitely don't need it.